See it in my head.
Oh!
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. To give you some context, to say he directly pops the Transgenders balloon. This is one of those like dating shows, or like it's like a dating YouTube channel or whatever. So basically, what's supposed to happen is that the girls are gonna pop their balloons when the guy. So each of the girls will ask questions about the guy, or he'll tell them something about themselves, and then if they don't like it, or it's a red flag or something that he says gives them the ick, they pop their own balloons and remove themselves from the dating pool. But that guy, before the show started, knew one of the panelists was transgender, and I mean, it was probably pretty obvious when he saw them. So he walked there, had something like a pin or something, and popped that transgender person's balloon before the show could even start. So that was hilarious. That's why that's so funny. And then what was even funnier, if you watch the actual video to its conclusion, like 70% of the girls pop their balloons after he does that. Because, I mean, again, it's so, I mean, this is how women are so impressionable. Like, they're like, well, if that was so rude of that guy. It's like, he's there on a dating show, and he doesn't, like, his preference matters too. But again, girls, like, I mean, we live in a society where women are absolutely brainwashed to where it's like, again, being nice, tolerance is the most important virtue you can have, even though it's not a virtue. So it's absolutely crazy. So today's subject, if you guys can't see it or don't know, is not in my army. And Pete Hegseth, this is older news too. You know, I got deployed. I had to do some stuff over the last couple of days because of the snow. But I want to talk about this all week. But Pete Hegseth basically said no more transgenders are allowed in the army, which I think is a very good thing, because what's interesting about transgenders is they're non-deployable. Let me say that again. Excuse me. Let me say it again. Transgenders, once they get their surgery, are non-deployable. So that means we train them, they join, the taxpayer, they get government health care provided for them. They get one free cosmetic surgery. I mean, there's so much. I have so much to talk about this. Like, I mean, we might not even be able to get to videos because I have so much I want to talk about this. So in the Army, you get one free cosmetic surgery. Mm-hmm. One free cosmetic surgery. So the problem used to be with this is it was girls. Girls are the problem. Because what did girls join the Army for? They didn't join the Army because they wanted some, you know, they wanted to serve a greater purpose. Vast majority of girls that I met at MEPS, and when you talk to people in line, it's like, why are you here? The girls be like, oh, I just want to get a boob job. Think about that, guys. These girls aren't joining for the college benefits. They're not joining because they feel like they feel obligated to serve and be a better person. They go, no, I just want to get fake tits. That's what a lot of girls said when I was at MEPS. Now, whether or not they made it all the way through, they had that level of commitment and dedication, I don't know. They could have quit at basic training. I don't know. That was a big deal for a lot of them. Like, so then you have a bunch of like ridiculous reasons like that, and all of a sudden the transgender thing comes in, and all the transgender goes, "Oh my gosh, it doesn't matter how big the cosmetic surgery is, how long it takes. I can get my cosmetic surgery too." And then guess what? I mean, so girls who get fake tits, guess what? They're non-deployable. Or guess what? Or at least for a while, they're not able to do any of the fitness stuff. So getting those fake boobs gets them out of PT. Gets them out of the vast majority of the reason you're supposed to be in the military. Same goes for the transgender people. Lop off a body part. You don't have to do PT. It's absolutely crazy. And again, imagine you going in and join the military, and then you get your surgery paid for, and you don't have to do anything. You're non-deployable. You don't have to worry about going overseas and fighting, even if your job's admin roles. Like, you're still deployed overseas in an admin position. And again, I'm not saying women and trans people can't do the job, but I am saying that's not exactly a noble reason for joining. You know, I would rather someone say, I'm here for the education, but guess what? You actually have to serve 4 years to get the educational benefits. So, I want to go into a story or a diatribe here real quick, but when I was at basic training, I made it all the way to graduation. And at graduation, they always honor people of note, whether it be like a general, a colonel, somebody who's retiring. Mm-hmm. So when I was there, when I was going through my little graduation ceremony, we're doing the walk, and you could probably pull up that YouTube video of us doing the walk. I have it playing in the background while I'm talking about this.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
I can attempt to look for it real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. No, so there's no big deal. But you just keep it on me, and I'll just. So anyway, I was doing the graduation ceremony, and we walk up, we're all in uniform, and we're doing the marching and stuff, and then they decide to honor two soldiers who are retiring. The first one made perfect sense. It was a sergeant first class guy who'd been in 20 plus years, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember, you were there.
Yep.
And the guy deployed multiple times, combat veteran, led men into battle as a platoon sergeant. Deployed probably like 6 or 7 times. A actual a noble. The guy's a hero. And that made perfect sense. I was thinking, okay, yeah, this is what a great guy we're honoring. Then the next guy that they were talking about was a specialist. A specialist, someone who had been in 2 years total. And I'm sitting there like, why is this person here? And then they go, then I realized it was a trans person because they go, so-and-so, is specialist so-and-so has been in for 2 years, and his great, and again, so they for the sergeant first class, they were talking about like the most special memories, and his best memory was when he deployed to Iraq and was able to save somebody from a sticky situation in combat. So then you have the other guy. Here's the specialist, transgender woman. So a guy who thinks he's a girl or wants to be a girl, and you could tell he wasn't a girl. He was like a 6 foot tall, broad shouldered dude. And you're sitting there like, you're clearly not a woman. But he goes, and what was his most memorable thing that he did and helped people do? You know what? It was help. He literally said helping one of his fellow soldiers transition. In his 2 years of service, his most memorable thing he did was helping a fellow soldier transition, convincing a fellow soldier to transition. 2 years of service. And this is what his most memorable thing was. Guys, let me tell you something. Basic training for me was 3 months long. Basic training for an infantryman is, 22 weeks now?
Yeah, it's 22 weeks, at least, unless they've changed it again.
So, but again, infantry, it's like, your MOS is infantry. So, they have infantry school just stay the same,
Yeah,
but
infantry basic is literally basic training, and then you're right into
your MOS.
You're right into infantry training. But it's the exact same thing. You don't leave. It's the exact same schoolhouse.
Yeah. But for when you're at basic training, when you go to like places like Fort Jackson, you go for just the basic training portion, which is 3 months, and then you do the your MOS training, which they ship you off to a different base because they don't have they have MOS training at Fort Jackson, but not for infantry, not for truck drivers, not for there's you have to be pushed out to wherever your school for your MOS or your job in the military again. Mm-hmm. So this guy, this transgender person, guess what? He got 2 years of training. So think about this. So 3 months of basic training, and then either an additional 3 or 4 months or up to 6 months for your MOS training, depending on what your job is. I bet you he was an admin, so he probably only had an additional 3 or 4 months of training to be an admin. Mm-hmm. So that's like almost another year. So he had been in a year and just doing training, and then he probably got his transition stuff going his second year in, and then he was out and retiring, and they were honoring him at this ceremony. That is disgusting. I was ashamed to be in the graduation field that day when they were talking about this guy. I was like, you're honoring this 20-year combat veteran next to this 2-year guy who basically is no better than I am, just got done with training. He hasn't done anything. He's never going to deploy anywhere. He's never going to do anything. And now he's retired. Didn't deploy, didn't do anything useful for anyone. It's like, and his most memorable thing is helping a fellow soldier transition. Guys, those are the things that make you ashamed to be in the military. It's like, And again, that's why I'm glad Pete Hegseth is like saying no more to that stuff. I mean, again, the fact that on the same day I graduated, they were honoring an actual 20-year life service veteran, and then they honored this kid who'd been in for less than 2 years and said, hey, I'm non-deployable now, so I got my surgery paid for by courtesy of your tax dollars. In his most memorable moment, convincing somebody else to transition.
Yeah. I mean, that is wild. I was playing your little video here in the background here.
Yeah, that's actually from the day before, the family day one, not the actual graduation one.
No, I can't find that one. I must either...
That's okay. It doesn't matter. But, I mean, that's the point. I mean, that's the graduation field we were standing out on. And, again, they had this trans guy and this, 20-year combat vet standing next to each other side by side like their service was equal. It's
this guy was just much. This caused just as much.
In fact, I would say the transgender person is more of a hero because he's never deployed, but he convinced someone to be their true selves because that's real heroics right there. I mean, what a joke.
Yeah. In which, I mean, speaking of that, it's what you just talked about. It's like the fact that that's medical condition that keeps them from deploying, and like here is this on military.com. A list of medical conditions that can keep you from joining the military. And it's huge. I mean, I know so many people who can't join the military because they have something like diabetes or they have scoliosis. I mean, go through the list.
Or they broke an arm or injured themselves, and the Army doesn't want to risk them injuring that same arm and being like, no, this is a prior injury. You can't come, Yeah,
look at this. Abnormal organs and gastronomical systems. I mean, it just goes into a list, a diatribe of all this stuff. It said anal fissures, anorectal. I mean, look at this. Then types of blood forming tissue diseases, dental conditions that can keep you from being able to join, unnatural, unhealthy looking teeth, ears. I mean, ears things is a huge deal. If you already have tinnitus or something before you join, you ain't getting in.
Yeah.
Hearing, can you qualify? Yep. If you have to have a certain tone level. Endocrine and metabolic disorders. I mean, look at all this. Just go through the list of stuff that will literally, I'm sorry, the recruiter will be like, I'm sorry, can't help you. I mean, you can try to get a waiver. A lot of these things can be waiverable, but...
It's a fight. It's a dog fight to get it. I mean, I know people who've gotten waivers, and it was a long process. Some people, it took years to get waivers to join. It's that level of dedication you have to have in order to want to join. And the burden and the onerous is on you. It's like, I just want to serve. And they go, we don't care. We don't want you. But we'll take transgender people that will never be deployable.
Mm-hmm. And that we're literally going to do something to where it's going to put them in this category. I mean, once you get that surgery, it's... Especially for guys, it's an open wound. You have an open wound on your body.
Yeah, and again, same with girls when they get their fake tits, too. And again, I'm not dumping on all the girls in service. I have girls in my company. As long as you're willing to do the job, and again, don't waste the government and taxpayers' money on fake tits. Don't waste it on transgender and transitioning surgeries. Don't waste it on stupid crap. Don't give bad people the opportunity, and then some after these girls get their boob jobs, they medically remove themselves out of the military.
Mm-hmm. And then this is how I know this one's new, because look, psychosexual conditions is now on there. Look at this. Cause for rejection of an appointment and enlistment, induction are transsexualism, exhibitionism, transvestitism, and voyeurism with other paraphernalias.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's officially on here now. You are not allowed to be trans and in the military now.
Yep. And again, I'm not dumping on people who join the service to do the job. I am dumping on those people, even girls, who join and strategically plan their, pregnancies around deployments. Transgender people who, and for transgenders, it's not even for girls, they're strategic about it. They're like, oh, there's a deployment coming up. I'm going to make sure I get pregnant before the deployment because then I'm non-deployable. Same goes for transgenders. Is just the minute I finish my basic training and then my MOS, I'm going straight in to get my cosmetic surgery. And then it's lopped off. Now I'm non-deployable. Now I can just stay around here and collect a paycheck and enjoy life or try to get myself medically burdened out. So that's what's so wrong about this. That's what's so disgusting about this. And again, if you're one of those people that are doing it for those reasons, don't join. Find another way. Use a GoFundMe to get your tit job, to get your transitions job. Don't make the U.S. taxpayer pay for it. I mean, it's like, I joined, therefore I'm entitled to it. So anyway, again, that's the problem. And again, I'm not dumping on girls. Like, I mean, don't take that as a critique of every, like, nobody take this out of context, like saying women can't do it. Like, there are plenty of jobs that women can do in the military. I said, there are girls in my infantry company right now. Like, they doing the job. No, they're not complaining. I'm not dumping on them. I'm dumping on the people who joined for the wrong reasons. The joined to basically be a shammer the entire time they're in. So again, we want the best. We don't want transgenders cannot be the best because they're non-deployable. We want the best and the brightest. We want the bar to be high. We don't want to lower the bar of entry. But that's all we've been doing it's like, well, because at the end of the day, recruiting, like, numbers are all that matter. It's like all of a sudden Trump's back in office and the recruiting numbers have never been higher. I wonder why that is. Because the national prides come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When people believe in a president and a country, they're more willing to serve that said nation.
Yeah, they're willing to.
Democrats don't give that same type of feeling. I mean, Democrats literally like, America is shameful. We should be ashamed to be Americans. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why the Democrats import another population of people. Yeah. Right? We don't want to be American. We want to be you.
Well, it's like the Hillary Clinton thing. Remember, like, the Air Force guy that was like on Hillary Clinton's detail, and she'd be like, "Drink."
Yeah.
He was like
he was a server.
And he was like, "Ma'am, that's not my job," and she's just sitting there like, "Refill."
Yeah, but here he is, Pete Hegseth, running with the truth right here. Said, "Okay, Sergeant, which general do I fire first?"
Dude, that's awesome, man. I mean, a lot of these generals need to be held to account. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. I mean, that guy who never served a day in the Navy in his life, but got to wear the uniform. Mm-hmm. Like that, I can't remember that person's name. Adam Levine or something like that.
It was the health department.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, they ceremoniously promoted him to, like, what?
Admiral.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah. Says Trump's military versus Biden's military. Which one would you rather have fighting for you?
Yeah. Golly, so pathetic. But again, this is what I mean. The level of the bar is so low, and now the bar's got to be raised. So thank God for that.
This brings us to our meme review now. Oh God, wrong one. Okay. Here's what we got here. Let me go ahead and get some more of this open. There we go. No, don't do that. There we go. All right. So, it's one from George Apocalypse or Apocalypso or whatever his name is, but says, "Commander, what am I looking at here?" And it's Darth Vader talking to one of his commanders, like, "My lord, these are the new DEI pilots of the Empire the Emperor offers a generous subsidy for them." And as you can see, they crashed the
starship.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
What a great comic. I mean, how true is that? Like,
extremely.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this is the world we live in now, thanks to Biden and the Democrats.
Next one I have pulled up here is ugly people with no personality or skills, and it's a bottle of pills that says they/them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect analogy right there. I mean, again, people who have no skills, no talent, but they want to be recognized for something. That's what transgenderism is. That's what this whole pronoun thing is. Now I'm unique. Now I'm special. Now I stand out from the crowd.
Yep.
That's what this is. It's copium.
It's a way to get credit and recognition for literally nothing.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you raise a people on a generation of participation trophies.
Yeah. I'm unique and special, and everyone should know it.
Oh, this one's pretty good. I'm going to have to scroll down on this one because it's so big. It says, fundamentally changed by Oxford Comics. It said, the patriarchy, white supremacy, and Christianity. My dad. Everywhere I go, I'm oppressed. Video games with strong male heroes and attractive women. Yuck. Look at these ads for healthy families. What are they implying? All work to fundamentally change this country and smash the oppressive white Christian values. Then it's her in a hijab with 2 kids and a black eye. Goes, much better.
Again, if you remove the foundational building block of society, which is Christian moral values, what are you left with? You're left with an evil ideology that's going to come in and wipe you out because they don't care. They will spread it by the sword and violence. And that's ultimately what these people are begging for. They're begging to be overtaken by an evil religion like Islam.
Mm-hmm. This next one that I have pulled up here is scary. And there's another comic about this guy, too, in here later. I'll try to find it.
Yeah.
But don't tell mom or dad. This guy is California State Senator, District 11, Scott Wiener. And that name, I mean, perfect name for this pedophile. Has a bill he has introduced. Among other allowances, it authorizes courts to take temporary jurisdiction of a child if they have been unable to obtain gender-affirming health care. So basically, he can take your children away if you don't call your child by their preferred pronoun or whatever. And this is also a guy that's like trying to indoctrinate your children into that. I mean, how many times have we seen or pulled up videos or articles of teachers grooming children without their parents' knowledge or permission?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that that book is published and somebody thought that was a good idea to publish a book with that title tells you everything you need to know about our society. We are lost. I mean, it's like a Dr. Seuss-looking book with don't tell mom or dad. Mom and dad are the only ones who can truly love you. Sure, are there deadbeat parents out there? But sure. But what I'm saying is your mom and dad and your family members are the ones who love you that don't want anything from you. The only people who are truly your friends and the only people who truly love you are the ones that don't want anything back in return. That guy, those people telling you, don't tell mom and dad, they want something from you. They're grooming you. It's like you're just another victim or notch on their belt. That's what they want.
Here it is right here. This is from SKS Comics, but here's the same guy. Reduced penalties for pedophiles. Force parents to accept trans kids. Put men in women's prisons. And then there's a pedophile holding a child in the closet behind him. He's like, is it legal yet? He's like, no, not yet, but soon. That's what they want. This is what they're trying to do. You wonder why Democrats are losing. This is why. You are supporting people like this.
Yeah, again, it's the meme of that goose, chasing after the LGBTQ person. Why are you guys trying to reduce penalties for child diddlers? Why are you trying to reduce penalties for child diddlers?
Mm-hmm. This one right here is perfect. It's like, literally, no one is trying to transition your children. And that's what we were told throughout all this period of the Biden era. And then Trump literally made it illegal to transition children.
Yeah, I mean, another perfect meme. I mean, what else can you say to that? Why are you freaking out? If it wasn't happening, why are you freaking out about it now?
I love this one right here. People trying to live normal lives. LGBTQIA plus folks.
Oh my God. That's what's his name? The Faramir's dad. I can't think of his name.
I can't remember either. Yeah, that's him. Just like seeing normal people trying to live normal, healthy relationships and lives, and then LGBTQ. How can I put a stop to this?
Again, I mean, it's like, the whole stop the normalization of the cis families. It's like, well, why would you? Like, our society will die if we don't normalize cis families, regular, or as I like to say, normal families.
Yeah.
But that word right there would just send them over the edge.
Yeah. This next one is a post from Andy No. Trans activist and Colombian migrant wanted by federal immigration offices was arrested on February 11th and charged with first-degree rape of a 14-year-old boy in New York City. Nicole Suarez was wanted in Massachusetts and New Jersey, but local officials did not aid ICE. Suarez allegedly followed a boy into the East Harlem bathroom and attacked him sexually. Suarez is a star performer at the 2024 New York City Pride Parade March, wearing those trans pride costume.
He looks like he's wearing a Michael Jackson, like, white face mask.
Yeah.
I mean, that is creepy. Terrible. He looks like a living doll. It's horrifying to look at. Mm-hmm. But yeah, These are the people that they're trying to protect. I mean, remember, we asked Democrats if we could deport any illegal alien convicted of sexual crimes, and the Democrats all voted no. They want these people here.
Hello, Council. Remember me from last week? Oh, you don't remember me from last week? Could it be because gender is a construct? I'm Anna. Been a Worcester resident for 24 years. Tonight, I'm coming to you as Laddie LaRouge, otherwise known as Lady LaRouge. Tonight, I'm Laddie. When I'm in drag, I use he, they pronouns. And I am a proud and loud queer artist in the city. I am a local burlesque and drag performer, producer, educator, and historian. And I'd like to...
You heard that. Educator. Educator. Drag and queer educator. Why are they educating people about this stuff?
Again, it's because they don't want to leave you alone. They have to force it on you. Educator. I have to educate you about this so you'll be more tolerant of it.
Yeah. It's like these people, you are literally letting, I mean, the Democratic Party is putting these crazy people, these people who with mental issues, with crazy mental issues to the front. So you're literally letting the asylees take over the asylum.
Yeah, you're letting the nuts run the nut house.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's crazy. No more of that. So, but yeah, it just keeps getting worse. Like I said, this is from Libs of TikTok, I believe, or repost. Okay, founder of Surrey Pride, 40 years old, had sex and smoked a bong with a 12-year-old boy he had met on the gay dating app Grindr. Trial hears. Look at this. Here he is. Why are all these people like convicted of child molestation? All these people who start these organizations are literally trying to like make this stuff legalized, so that way they're not breaking the law anymore. If you change the laws, you're not breaking the law anymore. That's why these people get so political.
Yeah, that's why they want 16-year-olds to vote. I mean, 16s, like young kids are going to always vote themselves more independence, more power. And then all of a sudden, what is that going to do? It's going to grant predators access to them.
Yeah.
Because it's not illegal to talk to a 16-year-old now because they're legal voters. And again, it's like all the stereotypes from the 50s. Like, this is the homosexual. The homosexual is a predator, and he will try to lure you in with candy and marijuana cigarettes. You know, it's like, are all the stereotypes from the 50s about gay men coming true? Like, I mean, we were told that was all propaganda, but it seems like it's all real. Watch out for the homosexual, Billy. They'll take you into the men's room and really give you a good thrashing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so, I mean, again, what is it? Evil preaches tolerance until it usurps power, and then it tries to silence good.
Yep.
That's all this is.
And then, like, we talked about this, how they're trying to indoctrinate your kids in schools. But look at this. This is free speech. Stomping on the American flag is free speech. Stomping on a pride flag is hate speech.
Yeah, I mean, there is no more perfect meme than that right there. One is protected and tolerated. The other, hate speech. You're going to jail for the rest of your life for burning a rainbow flag.
Yep. And then look here, like I said, they talk about how that's like in schools, and like, you know, some people are like, it's not in my kid's school. It's not in my kid's school. Well, guess what? It's in your kid's video games. Here is the trans flag or the progress flag, whatever they call it, in the Spider-Man video game. Right there. Picture
Scroll down.
Spider-Man
Scroll
standing
down.
right in front of it.
Wow.
So they're coming for your kids. They really are coming for your children.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man's a hero of tolerance and protecting of the homos. You know, it's like, what? Like, Spider-Man just stops crime.
Mm-hmm. Next one here is a good one. Said, I identify as a woman. Are you a biologist? Yes, I identify as a biologist.
Yeah. I mean, basically. I mean, we live in a society where you can identify as whatever you want. I identify as a billionaire, and now all women are sexually attracted to me. I identify as an Apache attack helicopter. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want. The world's your oyster.
Which brings me to this next one here, and this is in your schools. This teacher brought cupcakes for her trans and LGBTQ students, and nothing for any of the straight students. So this one kid calls her out, and this teacher calls him a dick.
What?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said,
How old is this group of kids?
I have no clue, but they appear to be high school, maybe high school level. By the age, I mean, you can only kind of vaguely see them in this grainy phone footage here. But I mean, yeah, no, okay. I didn't even read this bottom part right here. Teacher calls sixth grader a dick for asking why straight white kids don't get unicorn cupcakes. So let's check it out.
Just because I'm Mexican doesn't mean I don't also support black people, or Irish people, or ignorant people. Would you like a special unicorn cupcake for being straight jerk? Yes. All right, come here. Get a straight jerk cupcake for being a pill.
I'm just trying to be annoying.
You are annoying. You were very successful. Congratulations.
Thanks.
What a dick.
You're fired.
Just because I'm Mexican.
Guys, imagine if you did that. There's no difference between what she's doing for the LGBTQ people, and imagine if she's like, sorry, I'm only giving cupcakes to the white kids, none of the black kids or kids of color. This would be a national outrage. Mm-hmm. But these alleged, victim mentality style people, it's like going, well, these are the oppressed kids, so I can do special things for them. But I mean, again, what happened to the whole, it's the whole chewing gum scenario that you've heard since I was a kid. Are you chewing gum, young kid? Did you bring enough for the rest of the class? Well, then you need to put it away. Mm-hmm. Like, what the heck is going on? Again, it's rules for thee, but not for me.
Yep. This next one I have pulled up is one we showed before, but it's a trans man fighting a biological woman in a boxing match. And then Trump grabs the trans person's glove and says, "You're done."
I mean, again, Trump protecting women's sports. I mean, guys, women's sports will no longer exist if the Democrats had their way and kept allowing men to just trans, because it'll just be nothing but trans women, again, trans women being men pretending to be girls, dominating female sports forever. No girl would be able to compete.
This next one I have pulled up right here is Democrat, a brilliant, hardworking 21-year-old engineer is too young and inexperienced to work in our government systems. Also Democrats. A 10-year-old knows that if they can be the opposite sex and can make the decision to chop off body parts.
Yeah, this is why that Freedom Tunes one where Elon Musk, it was, Elon Musk talking to that panel of people at USAID, and they had all the little babies walking around the background handing Elon Musk reports. It's that was perfect because, again, the Democrats, I mean, this is a perfect example of their just hypocrisy. Children know when they're able to trans, okay? But a 19-year-old super genius can't audit the government? Again, it's all about political convenience. It's all about power. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. I've got a couple more here, and we're just about wrapped up. We'll have to get rid of that one. That's how we'll end the show out. Yeah, okay. So we'll go back to here. All right. This is the one we'll start with for right now.
Okay.
Ich bin Alexandra Herrmann.
You better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space.
Queer feministischer Perspektive haben wir immer noch große Baustellen.
My problem is that I'm too hot, too successful in my career.
Yeah, those are the well-adjusted people voting against you, calling you a nut job. Remember, your heteronormative lifestyle is just so oppressive to these poor, innocent baby angels who just want to be accepted for who they are.
Yeah. These people clearly have some very big mental conditions and problems.
These are the people passing laws and legislations against you. These are the people that are saying that you're not adult enough to take care of your kids. These are the people going, don't tell mom and dad. Mm-hmm. They live amongst you. They're trying to destroy our modern society. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in anything. They just believe that they believe in the things that give them temporary earthly pleasures are going to be the things that will, they're chasing nothing. They're chasing, again, temporary satisfaction. And then they wonder why they feel empty and dead on the inside.
Mm. Next one I pulled up, libs. I can't believe people voted for Trump. Also libs.
Daily reminder, you get to define what masculinity and femininity are for yourself. Don't let society dictate your gender expression.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I know. I know. My God.
This is why Elon Musk wants to colonize Mars right here.
Yeah. Golly. I mean, I have no words. I mean, that's a grown man. That's a grown-ass man acting like that in public, posting it to social media. But again, this is how you know social media has made us mentally unwell. I mean, like, 10 years ago, could you have imagined anybody doing that? I mean, the internet would have collectively come together and destroyed this person.
This is why bullying is like a good thing, because bullying keeps people within social norms. Like, I mean, good Lord, that would have, back in our day, you would have never recovered from that, like, socially
yeah,
in school. Like, your parents would be moving you out and taking you to another school and be like, you never act like this ever again.
Yeah. And now there are groups that protect this behavior. Why wouldn't you want to protect this innocent baby angel? He's just expressing himself, and it's beautiful. Again, guys, can bullying go too far? Absolutely. We're not saying, I mean, there are some times when, like, we've all been in groups where it's like, hey, all right, you know, it's like you let it go, you know. Now, granted, most of the time, most kids are too young to get that. Like, they don't realize that they've gone too far. They just keep going because it's funny. You know, it's the whole dog pile mentality. But again, a little bit of bullying, a little bit of social reprisals is not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got for us now?
This next one is like the last one probably before we'll like start wrapping up the show.
Okay.
But if you look here, this is in New Zealand, and young men in New Zealand are sick of the pride stuff. And this is a group that literally is protesting back against at pride parades. So check this out. This is wild.
This is some of that toxic masculinity we need right now. It's like an army of Django Fett's out there. For all of you, Tycho or Tito Morrison or whatever, the guy that played Django Fett, he's from New Zealand, so that's why I said that. Begun. The Clone Wars has, Chad.
Just kidding. There we have it. This is at a pride parade there.
Yeah, they're stopping pride. I mean, this is great, you know. And look at all these cops are just like, God, I hate my life.
So again, like, this is the thing. The left is going to go absolutely crazy over this, saying, "Look at these bigots, trying to stop this." But if there was something like this, they would be cheering if, like, the left or, like, you know, some whatever communist types were blocking the road for any other type of event. Like, they're doing the right thing, like I said. But this would be considered wrong according to the progressive stack.
Look how, like, there's white kids in there. There's like true New Zealanders in there. Like, I mean, this is a unified movement of just guys being like, we're sick of this shit. I'm sick of being told that niceness and tolerance is death by 1,000 cuts is the only way to live. Like, these people are standing up to the craziness, the onslaught of this retarded culture we're living in right now. I mean, these guys are. They may not be the cure, but they're a temporary antidote for the time being.
Yeah. And it's just, you know, I mean, why would this be frowned upon as a protest and another one is not? You know, the opposite is not. You know, like, why is some people's, you know, protest valid and other people's not? This is why I always ask myself, like, how come these people can protest and these people can't? It never makes any sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. I mean, again, stand up for traditional values. Stand up for Christian moral ethics. Stand up for the right for men to be men. I mean, again, men are being totally left behind in this society. School and modern education is 100% catered toward women. I mean, women dominate college now. I mean, it's like, what? If you go to college and you're a guy, it's going to be heavily favored to chicks. Like, there's going to be more chicks there than there will be dudes, period.
Yeah, this is the last one before we end it out. But yeah, I love this. This was the best like own ever by this Democratic guy like berating these, I guess, these Republican politicians or whatever. But I love it. Check it out.
Really berate you with facts. We don't believe in science. We don't believe in experts. We don't believe in research. We don't believe in data. We believe in conspiracy theories.
With all due respect, Representative, your party can't define what a woman is, so please don't talk to me about science.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I respectfully, this person's really berate you with facts.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? Again, the party, I mean, we think climate change is being overblown and exaggerated. None of us say it's flat out not happening. I mean, the climate's always been changing forever, throughout all of history. But, I mean, we're science deniers, and all of a sudden it's like, well, you guys can't define what a woman is, so shut the F up. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your opinion until you can define what a woman is. So it is absolutely ridiculous. It's good that Pete Hegseth has done what he's done. He's removed transgenders from the Army. Again, not in my Army, baby. Not in my Army. So this is good. It's all a net positive. It's a good thing, and then, I think the only thing Pete needs to do is just say, hey, no cosmetic surgeries. And unless your cosmetic surgery is service-related. So I'm talking like a veteran gets blown up in an IED attack and his face is all scarred up. He gets free cosmetic surgery courtesy of the U.S. government. Mm-hmm. Girls, sign up being like, I want fake tits. No. Is your injury service-related? You got a tit-related service injury? No, not happening. Same goes for trannies. You're gone. You're out. So,
Here.
Yeah, that's about all I've got for you today. This is the Twins with the Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that is all we've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
So, I'm non-binary.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
So, I'm non-binary.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.